Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, longtime professional astrologer, psychic, healer, and yogi. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss the healing power of gems with my guest, Dava Muramatsu, designer of nymph jewels. So you'll want to stay tuned. Welcome to the episode on gemstones with my guest, Dava Muramatsu, designer of nymph jewels. The power of gems to heal has been known and practiced throughout the ages. As healers, many of us have been using gemstones and crystals as an adjunct to other healing modalities. I remember in the late 1980s making crystal grids under massage tables when I did energy work on my clients. In my astrology practice, and more specifically in Vedic astrology, we prescribe gem remedies, which have been transmitted as sacred knowledge through the science of Jyotish, meaning science of light, known as Vedic astrology. Jyotisha is a Sanskrit word for light, and Vedic astrologers are called Jyotishas, or practitioner of the science of light. In Vedic astrology, we prescribe gem remedies to help mitigate planets or to boost their influence in our lives. And by wearing these gems directly on your skin, whether in an open back ring or against the skin as a pendant, the vibration of the gem shifts something in your energy field to help with whatever planet is either causing problems for you or to boost a favorable planet in your chart so you have outcomes that are beneficial. For instance, in attracting a marriage partner or for health or healing. The healing power of gems has been used in ancient healing arts in Egypt, Greece, Asia, and India with the Vedic astrology, and they consistently are attributed to specific healing properties. Each gem has a specific property that will bring in healing in a specific way. Dava will be addressing this in a moment. For example, pearls are said to balance the entire body and create happy feelings within the wearer. Pearls are prescribed in Asian medicinal systems for digestive and fertility issues. In astrology, the moon, which is the planet that we use pearls to help mitigate or help, the moon rules these same issues: digestion, lymph, fertility. And the pearl is used as a remedy. Each of the 7 main planets, or the original planets, which are used in Vedic astrology, have a corresponding primary gem that will enhance their influence, called a Navaratna in Sanskrit, meaning 9 gems. Here are the 7 Navaratnas for the Vedic planets. So to enhance the sun, you wear a ruby. For the moon, it is pearl. For Mars, it is red coral. Mercury, the gem is emerald. Venus, the gem is diamond. Jupiter, we can boost or help with yellow sapphire, and Saturn is blue sapphire, where the north node of the moon in the Vedic, it's called Rahu. It can be quite mischievous. Hessonite Garnet helps with the north node, and the south node, known as Ketu, Tigers Eye, helps to mitigate. There are also secondary stones for each of the Vedic planets that are called Uparatnas, or secondary gems. For example, not everyone can afford a diamond to help Venus. So the secondary stone would be a white sapphire, a Herkimer diamond, or a clear quartz. And the same for a moon. If you can't afford a pearl, a moonstone will do. So we're going to now bring Dava on. And Dava is quite a talented Renaissance woman. She will address more about the healing power of the gems and why it is beneficial to adorn yourself with them. My guest today is Dava Muramatsu. Dava is the designer of nymph jewels. She is a well-known fashion maven in the Boston area, as well as a wardrobe stylist, photography stylist, image consultant, editor of closets, merchandiser, curator, and has her showroom at Atelier Weston. Welcome, Dava.
Thank you, Jill.
So happy to have you here.
Thrilled.
My listeners may want to know, how and why did you get into working with gems?
Initially, the gemstones were toys, and I used to play with them for color purposes. I think it's an extension of my art school background, where I learned an awful lot about painting, juxtapositioning, composition, and certainly color. I then dove into the fashion industry and had an amazing boutique on Newbury Street, which of course I miss in this day. But it took me to extend and expand my knowledge of color and scale to women, and it brought it into the realm of the gemstones. And that's pretty much how it began.
Interesting. And so you offer, what are the services that you offer just from the get-go? Let's let listeners know how you can help them, and we'll give your contact information, website, and that right at the beginning here.
Well, my favorite thing to do is really get into your closet, but since we're a little bit handicapped doing that at the moment, I can do it online, and I can be reached through my email, which is dava@davamuramatsu.com. I can go ahead and service your wardrobe, your image, help you brand yourself, bring your image up to maybe a more sophisticated level if that's what you desire. But pretty much my forte happens to be with the scale of the type of clothing that one places on the body being a frame, but it is crucial that whatever clothing you place on your body fits. And I don't mean fitted, I just mean it is appropriate and it works with your frame. To take that a step further, once the wardrobe has been established, then we go into the accessories, hence the gemstones. But backing up just for a moment, I wanted to say that through my experience in going into women's closets, which I absolutely love to do, it's quite a little intimidating for the client, and it's certainly something that they have to confront perhaps, but it's sort of like running through the brick wall and getting through the other side, and the elation and the liberation as a result of it just speaks volumes. That said, I notice that an awful lot of women have silhouettes in their closet that is not representative of what they're trying to achieve. It's the wrong scale, it's the wrong color, the wrong tone, and they just don't know, and that's perfectly fine, and that's what I'm here for. I don't judge. There's no judgment here. It's really, for me, a liberation as well.
Beautiful. So when we come back, we're going to dive into the gems, their properties, and Dava will share her wealth of knowledge about the gemstones. Dava, speaking of the gems, how can they work with people, or how can people work with them when they begin to wear them?
Key point, Jill. They can work with you. You think that you're the one to choose it, but oftentimes the gems, I have seen gems jump out at women staring in a case or staring at the piece, and all of a sudden, somehow, it becomes alive in their hand or on their neck. It becomes an extended version of whatever it is that they're trying to express, and even though they may not realize that they're expressing anything, but these are creatures of earth. They're alive.
Right.
They all have healing properties, as you well mentioned before. I happen to really, really love juxtapositioning colors and adding different accent gemstones with, let's just say there's a 5-strand piece of rich royal amethyst staring in front of me right now, and I have peridot with it. And the combination just speaks to me. I can feel it. I mean, they have energy, and different colors, as in color psychology, here with the stones in this case, will speak to different people in different ways. And it's all completely personal. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's really a wonderful, wonderful tool, if you will, to have to play with. It's just quite remarkable.
Yes, and speaking of this beautiful strand of amethyst, 5-strand of amethyst, if somebody wanted to know, well, what will this help me with? We were talking about this off mic, about how amethyst is one of the third eye opening or helping with the psychic. But what else are some of the qualities of amethyst uniquely?
Amethyst is, as I just mentioned, is a deep purple stone. They can vary in clarity, and they can also vary in terms of intensity. They can be a little waterier, they can be a little bit lighter, they can be really rich. The richer, the more regal. Purple pretty much associates with majestic, with kings and queens and royalty. And that in of itself is something that is truly a statement. It's not necessarily a piece that you can put on and just, well, you can, of course, wear it just every single solitary day. However, it does have a little more statement to me than that. It speaks a little bit higher in terms of, again, I'll use the word majesticness, than, say, a citrine, for instance. But amethyst is known as a natural tranquilizer.
Wow.
It is a subtle stone. It's calming. It's a dream enhancer. It's a psychic enhancer. Many people, you can take this particular necklace, should you have it, and you can just roll it around your hand and place it in, put your hand under your pillow and fall asleep. And you will see and feel the dream-inducing aspect of what this particular stone can do for you.
Beautiful. And then the other thing that people who study yogic philosophy or yogis, there's so many of them now on our planet, the gems correspond to the chakras or the energy centers of the body, wheels of light. And amethyst is one that is known to be good for the higher chakras, the crown, the third eye, and the throat. So they get that going for them as well. Let's move over to, let's see, you did bring citrine here.
I brought citrine because it's an everyday stone, and it's something I think everybody should have either in their wardrobe, for their body, in a ring, or I also sell citrine balls and citrine spheres, once again, in my atelier in Weston. And those are available to you if you contact me. But back to the jewelry, the citrine is a warm sun energy stone. It brings about abundance. It is a stone of manifestation. And it also is a stone that is wonderfully worn for new beginnings. If you want to start a new career, or you want to manifest a new relationship, or you want to come out of the stuck field that you may feel that you're in, it's a really, really wonderful way to elevate yourself out of that stagnant place.
Beautiful. And then to get back to the chakra reference, it's the third chakra, the solar plexus, the sun center. So it helps with empowerment, which again is, if you're in your power, you're not going to be as stuck. So it's amazing how the gems correlate to so many different issues, and we can apply them in so many different ways.
Because they're alive.
Because they're alive, they have a consciousness.
And, it may sound to a regular, I don't know, my husband, for instance, thinks it's all a bunch of baloney. But, the funny thing is that it's been proven, because I see women's eyes light up when they touch a particular stone. They have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And I'm there to educate them. And then before you know it, they start to feel a transformation, which is not necessarily a very easy thing to achieve on your own. Let's just say you want to lose weight, you need to go to the gym. There's a lot of work required. However, if the right stone finds the right person, then you can see the manifestation of whatever changes that they want innately to actually get put into motion. It's a phenomenal thing to observe, and I'm really pleased to be witness to this when it does occur.
It's a beautiful thing. When we come back, we'll discuss the vibration of wearing them, actually touching your skin, and some other gems of information that Dava will share with us. Dava, when you say a gem speaks to you, what do you mean by that?
Oh, it's a secret language that I've discovered between the colors of the stones and myself and my inner psyche. I don't know, but it's actually true. Each stone, again, like color therapy, does something to your psyche. And if you're feeling, let's say, tired, or if you're feeling stuck, as I said before, all these different colors will manifest a different way in your own psyche. And it's a really great way to jumpstart something that's not working in your life. I find that the color is, a lot of people, especially in New England, seem to be, they shy away from wearing so much color. And this is a really terrific way not only to have color on your body so that you don't look like a great big black hole or a light beige something or another, but the colors will enhance your spirit, your heart, your eye color, and certainly the outfit that you happen to be wearing. It's a really good way, once you allow the stones to reveal themselves to you. And when I say that, I mean for them to reveal their property or for them to make your eyes light up. And then I pull it out of the case, you put it on, and I can see and sense a complete transformation in your mood. This happens all the time, and it's quite a phenomenal thing to see. But it's a very, very inexpensive way for you to introduce color into your life if you don't want to paint your walls or you don't want to wear, if you don't want to wear an outfit that's completely in color, this is a terrific way to put it on your body. But at the same time, it's healing to you. And usually the stone that you need is what you're drawn to. And the way that you're often drawn to it is by paying attention to see what in the case or in person or whatever it is that actually sends your heart spinning.
So it almost sounds like it's a form of gem therapy.
It certainly is.
And so if we look at what you have in front of you here, you have some beautiful gems here. You have a beautiful Tanzanite, which I'd love you to tell our listeners about that. You said it's new to the gem mix. Yeah,
exactly. It's actually was just discovered in 1967. But before that, I discussed this. I just wanted to say I am drawn to stones that are usually really rare, really weird, really odd. And it just happens to be something that they're screaming at me, pick me up, buy me, and then I'll transform it into a piece that's wearable, of course, as opposed to loose stones. And the beauty in doing that is all within the creativity. I think that it's just a really fun way to start working with the stones. I brought today, other than the garnets and the citrines and the amethyst and so forth, there's one stone here that almost doesn't look like it belongs with anybody else or to anybody else. However, this was the stone that I just discussed, which was just discovered in 1967, and it is Tanzanite. And it is a blue-purple color. It can change depending upon the light. The rondelles in this piece happen to be probably about 10 to 12 millimeters. That's pretty large. And it's very, very rare. The stone color, just like I use navy blue as an example, it looks good on everybody, but it evokes a sense of transmutation, and it also evokes a clearing in communication. Many, many people have had past life issues, and they have a very difficult time expressing themselves, or perhaps they were brought up in a family where the mother did all the talking for the child, or the father did all the talking for the mother and the child. And this happens, unfortunately, more often than not. But this is really a terrific way for you to be able to unleash your creativity, unleash whatever message you want to tell the universe, and to also unleash yourself to the world.
You know, the color of the Tanzanite, it's a beautiful, like violet color, but it's got the blue. It correlates to the planet Saturn. And I like what you said about opening up the communication channels, because wearing a remedy for Saturn will get you unstuck and help you to manifest your dharma or what you're here to do. And so it seems like that stone would really help people in that respect.
Indeed it would. And you know, the funny thing is that a lot of women have no idea that they're stuck. And it's something that they're used to. It's a familiar feeling. And unless they go to you for a reading, which is a terrific way to jumpstart a stuck situation or manifest something, when the stones start to jump out at you, it's an energy exchange between you and the stone, or you in the reading, and it's a marvelous, marvelous thing to incorporate into your everyday life.
Right, and you and I have worked as a team with me looking at people's astrological charts, both Western and Vedic, and then suggesting a gem remedy and sending them to you to create the piece for them, or you already have a piece. So we're going to give you our contact information in the show notes if you're interested in getting a reading from Jill Jardine, astrologer, and then getting the gem remedy that you can wear on your skin from Dava Muramatsu of Nymph Jewels. So stay tuned. Hey listeners, just wanted to remind you that Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine is also a radio show broadcasting live on WATD 95.9 to Boston South Shore and streaming live around the world on the internet through 959watd.com. Monday nights at 8 p.m. East Coast time. The beauty of the radio show is that you can call in and get a mini reading from me or one of my psychic guests to the studio 781-837-4900. So tune in on Monday nights at 8. Dava, after we've discussed the gems for the crown chakra and the solar plexus, what comes next?
The heart chakra and green stones. Here I have emerald, green garnet, and phantom quartz, which is also another bizarre, very rare stone. And all of them are, again, of course, they're healing, but they're very, very organic because of their calming effect with the green. It looks like the grass. It looks as though you're stepping into a meadow. If you feel like you need to calm down your psyche, and right now there's too much sun in the sky, as we were just discussing, there's way too much fire out there. And I think that wearing any of these stones in the green family are going to definitely calm down your psyche. Green is a color of friendship, loyalty, and it also provides domestic bliss. It enhances unconditional love, and the unity itself also promotes friendship.
Wow. Great qualities with the green gems.
The emerald itself, of course, is directly to the heart chakra, and these emeralds here have different variations within their tones. I've paired it with a beautiful, lustrous Tahitian South Sea pearl, and the entire necklace is knotted. And for a juxtaposition of a touch of color, I happen to add a pink tourmaline, which is awfully pretty with it, and it just adds a contrast and a bit more, a different type of an energy. So you've got three different energies going on in this one necklace, and of course the pearl, as you discussed earlier, but it's a very, very high nurturing gemstone.
Beautiful. And what about this rutilated quartz that you were talking about?
Well, actually, this happens to be the phantom quartz.
Oh, phantom.
And the phantom quartz helps in self-realization and the removal of energy implants that could be used under the purpose of being guided. And it's a qualified crystal that can just simply innately help guide your inner thoughts and your inner desires and maybe fantasies for you to be able to manifest them into the real world.
So you said, so this would be a great piece or great stone for people who were in a cult and need to be deprogrammed, it sounds like.
It's pretty true.
Wow. Yes. Mm-hmm. Or even indoctrinated in something like a religious or a political or a thought form program that's not truly in alignment with their soul.
Which hence it is known to symbolize a universal awareness, and it stimulates clarity within the brain.
Beautiful. Clarity.
And it also, by the way, enhances, it's a terrific meditation stone.
That's excellent. I mean, we kind of talked about earlier how every gem is healing and most of them will open your intuition and help you with meditation.
Indeed.
Yes. And then this piece here is fascinating because you said it was green garnet. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
It is green garnet, and it goes with everything. This has a huge teardrop rutilated quartz pendant on it, and rutilated quartz, they look like little hairs. They look like hairs from an angel, but the green tone here is very rare, as I said, and it is suspended in a teardrop shape with a halo of diamonds going around it, which again I have paired with about a 32-inch long green garnet chain, so to speak, and it can be doubled and wrapped around your neck twice.
Beautiful. My guest today is Dava Muramatsu. Anything you want to tell our listeners in conclusion about gems? Some nice gems to go off the air with?
I think that all of them are great gems to go off the air with, but you just want to really start looking twice at your wardrobe, start looking twice at your personality, your life, and where you're headed or where you think you are at the moment, because nothing stands still. Life is like a wave, and you really want to ride that. And I think that the gemstones are a really wonderful, wonderful way, healthy way, wonderful way, and in a creative way for you to get that ball rolling.
There's
no time like the present. You're welcome.
Thank you, Dava.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. My guest has been Dava Muramatsu, designer of Nymph Jewels. And that website is
nymphjewels.com.
On these hot summer evenings, don't you just feel like kicking back with a nice glass of wine to unwind? But you can't stand the pesticides and fillers and wine headaches you get from most wines? Let me tell you about Scout & Cellar Clean Crafted Wine. Scout & Cellar offers a complete line of sparkling, white, rosé to red wines. All of them are always free of synthetic pesticides, chemical additives, and sweeteners. Try these delicious, pure wines straight from the grape to your glass. Order yours at Scout, SCOUT, and Cellar, CELLAR.com/Jill Jardine.
If you've enjoyed this episode of Cosmic Scene, please download it, share it, and give it a 5-star review, if you please, as well as all the other episodes. This is Jill Jardine of Cosmic Scene signing off and sending you healing gem vibrations through the quantum field.